Good morning, students. Today we will see about PT managements of congestive cardiac failure. So already last class we have seen about clinical management of CCF, that will be like an pneumonic with unload fast, that is upright position, nitrate, Lasix, oxygen, AC inhibitor, digoxins, fluid, afterload, sodium restriction, and test ABG potassium level. So in case of management, first of all we will set a in case we have basically two type of management, that is a conservative management and surgical management. And as a part of physiotherapy management, we have to play role both the ways. If the patient is going for surgery, then post surgical treatment, and if the patient is going not going for surgeries, then we have to go for a conservative management along with the physiotherapy. So first step, the treatment of CCF will be, it will include about the lifestyle measures, that the amount of fluid consumed including alcohol and reduction in the dietary sodium less than 200 mg per day should be started. In addition, follow your doctor's instruction and your dietitian advises and go for regular physical activities which can help to prevent the symptom from worsening. We know that number of medications are going on, like AC inhibitors, diuretics and digoxins, beta blockers, and aldosterone blockers. And other drugs will be vasodilators and diuretics, which we can be used for the along with the calcium channel blocker to control the further worsening of the conditions. And in case of you see the surgical management, so surgical management will start first with the CABG, that is coronary artery bypass graft. CABG is involve the use of the blood vessels graft to bypass one or more the blocked coronary arteries, and bypass restore the normal blood flow to the heart muscles. So the graft goes around the clogged artery or arteries and forms with the new pathways for oxygen rich blood to flow the heart muscles, and ultimately usually come from your own arteries and vein in the chest, leg or arm. Then coronary angioplasty is a procedure where widen the block with narrowed coronary arteries, and this term is known as angioplasty. Implantable cardiac defibrillator, that is ICD, a small device that is placed inside the chest or abdomen, and the device helps to treat irregular heartbeats called arrhythmias. Then intra-aortic balloon therapy or intra-aortic balloon pump. It is a mechanical device that increases the myocardial oxygen perfusion while at the same time increasing the cardiac output as well, and increasing the coronary blood flow and therefore increasing the myocardial oxygen capacity. Then left ventricular assist devices, LVAD, is a mechanical pump that is implanted inside a person's chest to help the weaken heart function and pump the blood throughout the body. Others are the valve replacement surgeries, pacemaker insertion, and heart transplantation. So these are the surgical part or invasive procedure can be done to treat the CCF. Now as a part of physiotherapy, suppose first of all we will go for a non-surgical part of, and patient is having a CCF, then initially the patient will have a most common problem with PND, that is paroxysmal nocturnal dyspnea. So that can be overcome with the help of oxygen and different way of delivery of oxygen, including the severity of symptoms can be from nasal cannula to the complete oxygen chamber should be applied to control this PND. Along with the PND, the patient will also have a certain amount of external dyspnea in the daytimes, so that has to be treated the different way of, depends on the congestions as involved in the lungs. You can start with the segmental breathing exercises to maintain the area for the normal oxygenation, and ultimately patient will have a less problems with the breath when the physical exertion is done. And along with that, patient will also have certain amount of tachypnea, that is increase in the respiratory rate. Then the relaxation exercises along with the deep breathing exercise will try to control the tachypnea into the potential damage. Then patient will also have certain amount of limb edema, especially in the ankles and the feet. So for that we can start with the IPC, that is intermittent pneumatic compression devices are coming, that has to be applied with a certain amount of pressures on normal floor, then on the 15 to 20 degree of 15 to 20 degree of wages, so ultimately help to reductions of the edema, especially from the ankles and lower legs. Along with the edema, the patient will also have certain amounts of problem with the abdominal cavity, especially in case of right sided failure, that ascites and livers, that has to be controlled with a certain amount of medications or invasive procedure to control that pain. And along with that, patient physical exertion capacity should be measured, and exertion should be measured with the RPE. And slowly we can start with the all kind of physical activities with uh, different postures for the breathing exercise as well, to cope up with the positional faults or orthopnea can be controlled with the help of practicing the breathing exercise in a different postures. And when the patient when the patient is going for a not responded with the conservative medications or conditions keep on worsening, then patient will go for either of the surgical procedure or invasive procedures, what we have seen already about, like the uh, CABG, coronary artery bypass graft, or maybe a valve replacements, or and kind of devices can be inserted, balloon therapy can be inserted to maintain the flow of the blood to the myocardiums. So in case of a surgical procedure, then the patient will go for all kind of surgical procedure including CABG or valve replacements. Then the patient has to go from day 1 to day 7 in the ICU setups. Then slowly, initially we'll have to start with the with auscultation. We find that the area of atelectasis develop or the low air entry. Then slowly positioning should be started, and after the positioning, certain amount of vibrations or clapping can be done to mobilize the secretion from the lateral part to the central part, and from there, with the splintage over the surgical sutures, we can go for a kind of cuffing and huffing technique to remove out the sputums. Then slowly on the day 2 onwards, we can start with the all kind of active range of motion exercises with monitoring the vitals. No isometric exercise will be taught, and slowly we can progress up to on the day 4. We can take to the patient in the inside the ICU or CCU for the normal gait training and avoid the gravity dependent edema. And after the up to 7 days, the patient should have physical exertion. Up to that, he can go up to 1 flight of stairs and come back without any kind of tachypnea or any kind of vital alteration in the CVS systems. And slowly after the 7 days, the patient will be transferred to the wards or in the OPD basis. Then the second phase of the rehab will start up to second week to the 12th week of the 12th week. And slowly patient progress from the all kind of medications has been decreased and the patient stable. Then we can go for all kind of complete rehab protocols. We start with the basic active range of motion exercises, and slowly we'll start with the all kind of flexibility exercises. Then we can go for a low resistance activities, and we have to go for combinations of upper limb and lower limb activities. We include about the aerobic dancing and other group activities which involve both the upper limb and lower limb muscles together, and overall performance of the patients and quality of life can be improved. Then after the 12th weeks of rehabilitation, patient can go for switch on over the fitness protocols that will be ranges from the 5 days in a week, and started with the 60 minutes. Then we can progress up to the 150 minutes slowly, with maintaining the 40% of maximum heart rate to up to maximum 70 to 75% of maximum heart rate we can achieve. And slowly we can start with all kind of machine activity as well, which include about treadmills, bicycle ergometer, cross trainers, and cycling. Along with that, you can go for all kind of strengthening protocols with a low grade resistance to overall improving the functions of the body along with the functions of the heart. So whatever the surgical procedure has been done, that does not go for a failure, and heart start pumping with the maximum capability of individuals. And this is how up to the 1 year the progressions of post surgical cardiac rehab will continue. Thank you.